Derrick Rose dropped a career high 50 points, 19 for 31 shooting from the field, 4 for 7 from three. Amazing. He got off the court crying. He was just so emotional. And, you can't blame him because it's been a long time coming since we've seen a Derrick Rose of old. He hasn't scored more than 41 points in 7 years. So that's something to be said within itself. It's a career high. His previous career high was 41 points. And as much as I'm happy for him, I am so disappointed, a little angry at him because he could have been playing like this his entire career. After the first knee injury, he or someone in his camp should have came to him and said, Derrick, we have to change the way that you play a little bit. You're landing very hard to the ground. You're taking a lot of contact. When I looked at all of his plays, he only went to the ground 2 times, 3 times max. He only hit the ground 3 times max. Now imagine if he would have saved his career earlier a little bit, changed his playing style, and played like he did last night the rest of the years prior. He would have been one of the best point guards that ever played the game because his athleticism would have been crazy. But at this point, he would have developed his jump shot a little bit more. And he would have developed a lot more floaters, a lot more crafty ship moves, change of speed. Because you got to remember when Rose was MVP Derrick Rose, he only had 1 speed. He hit the ground all the time. He was jumping crazy high for his shots. And he didn't necessarily settle for a jumper. And it's kind of weird because, sometimes in basketball they say don't settle. Don't settle for a jumper if they give it for you. Or don't settle for a jump shot if they give you the lane. Well, in Derrick Rose's case, especially with the way his body was set up, he should have definitely started perfecting his jump shot, mid-range and 3. So when they did give him space, he could score a lot more and a lot more efficiently. If you looked at last night against the Timberwolves, he scores 50, 19 for 31, 4 from 7. A lot of the plays that he was trying to score, he wasn't going through guys like how he was when he was in Chicago and stuff. He was going around them, floaters, off the glass, hook shots, jumpers. His shot chart was all over the place, which I love. And I just feel like he sold himself short in this regard. I feel for him. I love the fact that this happened for him, but I just know somewhere deep in the recesses of his mind, he's thinking, damn, if I kind of would have changed up my style a little bit, if I would have not relied on my athleticism so much, I could have played a lot more games and I could have been a lot healthier and saved my career. Same thing if you look at somebody like a Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade used to make a career and a living off falling on the floor. Oh, he has 3 championships, but let's just say he doesn't get those 3 championships. Let's just say he gets 1 or whatever the case is. You'll be looking at Dwayne Wade like somebody that kind of, his body betrayed him. And Derrick Rose, of course, his body did betray him, but also sometimes you have to change your playing style a little bit if you see that some things are changing. But I love this is like one of the most feel-good stories you could ever hear because he didn't quit. This man went through so much trial and tribulations, coming up from Chicago, the pressures of being like Chicago's savior. He had a rape case when he was like with the Knicks or whatever the case. Like he just has overcome so much, so you gotta be proud and happy for him. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, what is going on with the Lakers? What is the problem with the Lakers? I'm going to tell you what the problem with the Lakers is. They're their own problem. I warned everybody about this. And I think right now they're 3-5. You can't come to LA and start talking about Lake Show and, we're going to bring this back and that back. You can't come to LA hype. You got to come to LA with a business mentality. And I feel like LeBron has somewhat come up with a business mentality, but a business for everything outside of basketball. Because when you're looking at him playing on the court, he's not as aggressive on and off the ball, and he's not scoring like he was doing in Cleveland, and he's not doing the clutch things that he did. So his mind is a little elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's a filling out period or whatever the case is. But they need to lock in at the end of the day. They just need a point-blank period lock in. LeBron James has been struggling at the free throw line mightily. Last night against the Dallas Mavericks, This man missed a free throw that could have, helped ice the game. He hit one but missed one. And then, the other game, it was an overtime game against, I believe, was it Timberwolves? One of those teams. He missed 2 free throws that could have basically ended the game. So, LeBron James, as much as I love the fact that he spends millions of dollars on his body, this man needs to spend millions of dollars on a free throw coach. Point blank period. He has to call Ray Allen. Ray Allen has to tell him, hey, LeBron, you got to put your fingers in the seams of the ball when you're shooting your free throws. Get your hand underneath the ball. Stagger your stance maybe a little bit. Because, look, DeAndre Jordan, he shoot 81% from the field, from the free throw line. He changed up his way that he's shooting free throws. And you can see it's a market change. Like, it's much better than what he used to have. And he took 32 free throws. He's 26 of 32 from the free throw line this season. So LeBron has to do something. This is one thing that is going to hurt you, especially when you're playing against teams that are not that much better than you. You're playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have talent on paper, but they're not that much better than the Lakers. You're playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Talent on paper, but they're not that much better than you. You need every little inch, every little fight. Therefore, LeBron have to work on your free throws. Lonzo Ball, stop taking so many threes. And Gilbert Arenas made a great point on his No Chill podcast. He said, Luke Walton has to play guys that can play. He doesn't have to play the starting lineup, whatever. Whoever is producing, that's who starts. He needs to make it like a doggy dog mentality. Like, everybody's fighting for everything. Nothing is guaranteed. So make the guys more hungry and pay attention. Like last night, I'm watching a play, and this is proof that Luke Walton is kind of corralling his guys, and he's going to start shifting in this direction. It's a fast break. Lance Stevenson, LeBron James. Lance Stevenson tries to throw LeBron an alley-oop behind the back pass. It's not and one. You know what I'm saying? Give him the pass so he can dunk the ball. Every little point counts because you're 3-5 right now. You have no margin for error. I think they're 11th right now in the West. The Timberwolves are 10th, and there's 2 teams tied for 7th. And the best part about this all, which is like a consolation prize, the Houston Rockets are 1-5. So you're ahead of the Rockets. You're ahead of some other teams or whatever the case is. So you need to take advantage of this and win games. The Pelicans are only 4-3. So the teams that are ahead of you, they're not ahead of you by a huge margin besides the Golden State Warriors. So you can't fall into the business of Lake Show, Showtime, trying to entertain the fans. All that has to stop. These guys have to stop settling for all these threes. They need to find where their strengths are. They need to improve their weaknesses dramatically, because this can't happen. This can't happen. You're looking at this. This is a perfect storm for the Lakers. Like the Houston Rockets are down. They're 1-5. You gotta turn this around. You gotta win, string a couple of games together, and you guys gotta tighten up your weaknesses. It's just that's just the bottom line. Houston Rockets are interesting because I'm glad we this is a nice segue. Houston Rockets are exposed. Now, I know they're without James Harden, but at the end of the day, you have CP3, you have Carmelo Anthony, you have all these other pieces. Now, everybody wasn't worried when they lost Maabute and all these other guys. You guys weren't worried. Now you're playing like crap. The first thing that everybody does, and I hate this aspect of people, they blame Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's the cancer. He's doing this, that, and third. It's not his fault, guys. He came off the bench. You inserted him in the starting lineup. You started James Ennis over him. He accepted it all. Don't put that on him. Put that on the leader of the team, which is CP3 right now, because James Harden's not there. It is an injury. Things will get better with time, whatever the case is, but stop blaming Carmelo Anthony for every single thing. That's like when racist people blame foreigners for things that are happening in their country. No. Some of things that happen in your country is just things that happen in your country that Americans are doing. You can't just you can't put a blanket statement on people. You can't put blanket blame on Carmelo Anthony for every team's lack of success. People say, well, he was on the Knicks, they were successful. The Nuggets, he went to the Western Conference Finals. The Knicks, They went to the playoffs when they had Jason Kidd and all those guys around them, whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't continuously blame Carmelo Anthony for something. Mike D'Antoni got to take blame because he's the offensive guru. And, you know, Gerald Morey got to take some blame because he didn't make a team that has enough depth to handle when James Harden is out. They're 1-5. I mean, they're losing to the Blazers and stuff like that's their own fault. You can't just all put that on Melo. I'm tired of Melo taking the blame for everything else that, you know, other decisions that he's not even making. He's just, and it's, you know, it's funny because I was talking to my colleague, and I was like, you know, for the first time in a long time, Melo has been a team player. Think about it. Came off the bench. He's doing everything they're asking of him, and he's still getting the blame. So, like, for him, I can see why would I be a team player at the end of the day? Why does that make sense to be a team player if I'm going to get the blame anyway? Might as well do what I want. Jack up shots. So, you know, Houston is a interesting predicament because they need James Harden to come back right away. I think he was out for 2 weeks. And if they keep falling and having a slump like this, you know, and if the other teams pick up and do what they got to do, you never know what's going to happen, man. You might be looking at Houston 6-7 seed. It's not a good look. Hoops Junction. Hoops meets Hoopla. Like, comment, and subscribe.